You're watching JaxBlade's Month of Halloween. Let's get some out of some psychopaths. Groovy.
Yo, dudes and dudettes, your friendly neighbor JaxBlade here. And have you been training? No, answer me. Have you been training? Seriously. No, not that freaking bandy muscle shit. Have you been actually getting that? Okay, fine. All right, looks like you need an update on our stimulation plus visualization training. All right, good for you. You can do this at home or even at a gym like Planet Fitness. Why do we run? We need to have that stamina on a moment's notice for dangerous situations like these. You need to be able to get up and go. So many humans these days are losing an ability that made our ancestors into the ultimate hunter. If you specifically want to build more stamina and endurance fast, I think a treadmill works more effectively as it's forcing you to keep moving, and if you stop, you'll eat shit. Also throw some of these sprints in there for when you gotta juice it. Next, have you got your dips in? Forget the horseshoe arms. What if you have to escape and climb and push yourself up? Do you have the strength to do that? Dips are great for your triceps, chest, and shoulder strength, but can also help you get out of sticky situations. If you're not strong enough to do them, make sure you use a band or an assistant machine to steadily build up your strength. Same with pull-ups, one of the most functional exercises a human can do. What if you need to pull yourself up or climb? Do you have that ability? These will make your back and biceps and forearms even stronger. But what if you're crawling across the side of a building and you have to quickly catch yourself? That's when plyo pull-ups come into play. These can be rough on the shoulders, so it's imperative that you get enough blood flow to them first. Though also it's important to be able to hold yourself up while hanging so you don't end up dead. Dead hangs help keep your shoulders healthy, strengthen the forearms, and can most def save your life like they did for this man here. Okay, but what if something tries to snap at your feet? Your core has to be strong enough to be able to pull your knees up with some hanging knee raises to avoid getting bitten. These will help strengthen your abdomen and not just build a stomach you want Angela lick, boy. Okay, but once the situation calms down, do you have the strength to crawl across and keep moving? Then you better throw in some monkey bar walks to build your strength when moving with only your upper body. Okay, you follow me? Because we just getting started. Now what if you have to set up a trap and drop on the enemy and have to use a rope pulley to move the weight? Do you have the strength to do that? Well, you better get to work. Also, adding in rope climbs is a great functional move to help you get out of rough scenarios. Also, how's your carrying strength? Don't tell me you only lift things up and put them down. You gotta be hitting them farmer's carries. Strength endurance is gonna save you in multiple situations. It's great for strengthening your body, your core, and so we can carry weapons and supplies, or even bodies when we need to. Now what about throws? No, not like a football. Take a weighted ball and use your power to throw it. You can throw it at a brick wall or throw it and catch it, which is great for building your shoulder power and allowing you to throw stuff to your allies or just yeet a bomb when you need to. Also grab some kettlebells and do some intense swinging. These will help you generate more power for your jumping, sprinting, and tackling if you need to. Okay, now what if there's too many and you need to keep a low profile? You're gonna need to do some plank crawl walks. These will help strengthen your core, endurance, and help you quietly traverse a dangerous scenario. But if they catch wind and try to stab through the floor, you gotta use your plyometrics and push yourself off the ground when the stabs are incoming. This will build your chest, triceps, and shoulders, and VO2 max for explosiveness for what you're doing. But if someone is throwing stuff at you, you gotta be able to duck to the ground fast and explosively jump up when they aim for your head, more like a very advanced burpee. But also you can't stay in one position when ducking. You gotta be able to get down fast and then jump side to side fast to increase your agility and throw them off. But if it comes down to it, you gotta throw these hands and give them hell. If it can't see, it can't fight. If it can't breathe, it can't fight. If it can't stand, it can't fight. Attach a strong resistance band to a stable area and practice your punches with it. Think of it like a healthier way to do weighted clothing for your joints. It'll let you punch faster and harder and then do rows with that band so you can yank them in and blind or incapacitate them before you escape. This is risky, but it can work. Also, throw in some wrist curls and face pulls in there. You want to keep those areas healthy so you can stay kicking ass for longer without issues. If you can't do any of these, then you are fucked in times of crisis, and that's why I'm here to prescribe the fix. Okay, let's get y'all ready to train with the most functional training program so y'all can be badass heroes that save the day. All right, so first thing we want to do is we want to do our warm-up sets. Again, something light, 2 sets of 30 reps with light weights. Again, just get the body prepped. You just do this before each exercise. I just think it's really good at just getting the muscles warmed up and the tendons warmed up without having to worry about like accidentally straining something later on. But also if you're doing a body weight movement such as a pull-up or a push-up or anything like that, you can always do assisted ones. So like on your knees if you need to for the push-ups, or if you need to do a pull-up, you know, just use the assistant thing. Like you can either use a band or you can use like the little platform that lets you go up and down, stuff like that. Just get yourself into the moment of like, you know, building up and warming up for the movement. So just wanted to say that. All right, after that, I also do recommend incorporating some stuff with like band pull-aparts, band external rotations, or Jane Fonda hip extensions, stuff like that. I have all of that on my channel if you're interested. If you go through my follow along playlist, you should be able to see them. And also, I do recommend using an elliptical as well, just because it can get the blood flow everywhere. So again, if you want to warm up on the elliptical, like I think that's just great because it gets the blood flow everywhere. You get a light glaze going, a light sweat going, and then you can move on to your work sets, and then you just feel like, okay, I'm ready to go. And you're just, I think just warming up is so important and imperative in staying safe, especially nowadays as I've gotten older. And for people out there who are wondering, okay, I'm doing this at home, don't worry, I made this to include both gym and home alternatives. The reason I went to Planet Fitness specifically to film all this stuff was because it's a cheap gym, and a lot of people always say, oh, you can't train well at Planet Fitness, and I was like, well, I don't think that's the case as long as you like focus on certain things. So that's why I did that for that. So anyways, we are focusing on strength endurance, cardiovascular endurance, and flexibility. They're the main keys here, so don't worry, all that stuff will be broken down. For the work sets, we're doing 3 to 4 sets of 10 to 20 reps where you could do no more with good form. So meaning that when you get to 20 reps, that means like 21 should either be impossible. When you get to 10 reps, that means that 11 should be impossible. And the reason we're doing higher reps for this, because again, we're focusing on strength and endurance. And if you want to make this into a more of a conditioning workout, you can rest 60 seconds for conditioning between the exercises, or you can rest 2 minutes if you're focusing on just like building up the strength for it. So that, just want to get that out there. We've gone over that. All right, cool. So day 1, resistance training. You can do weighted dips, or assisted dips, with a little platform to help you. You can do weighted pull-ups, or assisted pull-ups, again, if you need the strength. I do really recommend building up the strength to do dips and assisted dips instead of just going straight to the dip machine or the lat pull-down machine, because I think they're just such functional exercises that will help you in the long run. Now, you can use those machines to build up the strength and then transfer over to assisted and then digivolve to freaking, all right, regular dips and weighted dips, but that's just what I'm saying for you right there, so you can get into the habit of like building up that really true functional strength for yourself. And then we're going into kettlebell swings, but if you don't have a kettlebell, you can use water jugs. All right, so all you gotta do is get a gallon water jug, just like from the store, and then just swing it, or you can just make one at home if you really need to and swing it, because as Pioneer always says, kettlebells give the what the hell effect with just how much they improve your strength, your speed, your stamina, and conditioning and all that stuff, and I really love them, and I think you can definitely do them at home. Just use a water jug instead. All right, after that, plyo dodge push-ups or knee plyo push-ups, because again, I don't expect you to push as high as I was doing if you're a beginner, so steadily build yourself up. Just get on your knees or use a wall and do the plyo push-ups that way, and you can go for 3 sets of 10. I don't recommend doing high reps with plyometrics because they can be very taxing to your joints, so if you want to do like 5 to 10 reps for the plyometric movements, that'd be completely fine. It's helping get your muscles into that jolt thing, like boom boom boom, so you're good. After that, we got plank crawls. I like to just do 10 forward, 10 back, and then rest a bit. 10 forward, 10 back. But again, you can do there and back if you want to go across the room and back across the room. Again, these are just helping you to get in that position of like you're crawling, of trying to stay silent and nothing's going to sneak up on you. So get that. And then of course, the dead hang. Love dead hangs. One of the best exercises you can do for just like shoulder health in general. Like seriously, if you just go and hang on a tree like this, this could have weird the way I worded that, but like, just go hang on a tree. You will feel like such relief in your shoulders, your rib cage, all that stuff. One of the best exercises you can do, and also one of the most functional exercises you can do for building forearm strength, grip strength, and all that jazz. All right, after that, let's go on to the next day. So you can do like a day of rest in between. This also depends on like how athletic you are, like how advanced you are. Because for example, you could technically do 6 days of resistance training, but I really think you get more out of this if you give like a good day of like rest from your resistance training in between, just because it allows your central nervous system to fully recover. So just keep that in mind when you're doing it. All right, then we're going into band punches. Again, light band, you can get them either from like Five and Below or various stores, but you can also just, see what you're doing. This is working your triceps, your chest, and your shoulders, sort of like you're doing a standing bench press, but you're able to go across and punch and punch. And then the same thing with the rows, like you just can literally go straight into them. You could actually superset the band punches and band rows if you wanted to. And you're rowing, making sure your elbow goes back behind your back, and you're really contracting, like you're really pulling and pulling. And it's just like, I'm bringing this person in and I'm about to bam, get them ass. All right. So after that, farmer's carries, very self-explanatory. If you're doing this at home, you can use a backpack filled with books. And if you're just using this at the gym, simple dumbbells. You can do one-arm ones, which are suitcase carries. Those are better for building core strength, and like they give the visual of like, okay, I'm carrying a big-ass gun on one side, or I'm carrying a body on one side. But either or work for this, but I definitely say just incorporate which one you feel works best for you. So just keep that in mind when you're doing that. Fall catcher face pulls. Again, these are just TRX face pulls, but you can just do a regular face pull machine if you want to. Face pulls are imperative of just keeping the shoulder healthy, just making sure that everything in that rotator cuff is just nice and protected, because you want your shoulders to be healthy. As someone who's had shoulder injuries for years, just avoid them as all costs. All right. Dead hang knee raises, again, simply a dead hang, but this time you're doing knee raises. What I like to do is I like to hold it for a little bit and then do a knee raise. So it's like I'm holding it and then I'm doing like a knee raise, like, oh, something just snapped at my feet. Oh, something just snapped at my feet. Oh, something just snapped at my feet. So that's how I do that one. All right. After that, day 3, I'm going to rope pulling, rope climbing. If you don't have a rope at all, you can just do lat pull downs. If you don't have pull downs at all, you can just do a pull up. Like there's a place to do pull ups at and stuff like that. If you're not strong enough to do pull ups, again, you can do jumping pull ups where you slowly let yourself down, or assisted pull ups where you slowly let yourself, focus on the eccentric portion of the movement. So just focusing on that. And then plyo pull ups. Plyo pull ups, again, I say 3 sets of 5. You don't have to do like heavy with the plyometric and stuff like that. But if you're not strong enough to do the plyo pull-ups or can't do them right now, just do a standard pull-ups at the moment, and then you can do weighted pull-ups. I feel like if you're pretty good at doing 10 weighted pull-ups, you should be able to do a plyo pull-up at least 1 and then steadily build it up. But again, also do it on a safe area so you don't bust your face or anything like that. Like, I don't want anything negative to happen to you. But again, same concept, steadily build yourself up. Push-up, jump, dodge. Again, this is pretty much an advanced burpee. So if you're a beginner, just like slowly get down and stand up and then move side to side and then go down. But if you're a beginner, just do what I'm doing. And then instead of going for reps, go for time. So 3 sets of 45 seconds as fast you can go, because it's like you're trying to boom, get out the way, boom, get out the way, boom, get out the way. All right. And then monkey bar escapes, these are just there and backs, like pretty much like, they're like playground throwbacks. So you're just going on the monkey bars, you're walking across them with your hands and stuff like that. Really great for building the back strength, really great for building the forearm strength, the biceps, triceps, all that stuff, because you're just helping yourself go back and forth. That's a little fun fact too. I learned from recently in my anatomy book that they help with the triceps too. So I was like, oh, cool. That's a nice little surprise. I was like, oh, I didn't understand it, but I looked it up. So that's cool. But then we go into wrist curls. I think wrist curls are just one of the best exercises you can do for keeping your elbows safe. You can also do reverse wrist curls with a dumbbell as well. And if you're doing this at home and you don't have any equipment to do this, then all you gotta do is just do simple, like you can use like what can you use at home for this? You can actually use your other hand. You can actually put your hand on top of your other hand and then push up and do a wrist curl that way. That's a fun little way to train your wrist strength and all that. And you can do reverse wrist curls that way as well. Then cardiovascular health. I think it's so important, as I've shown you before on this channel, with like Zombieland, Primal, that freaking long neck zombie dinosaur, or even in Solo Leveling when he was running away from centipedes and stuff like that, and my personal favorite, Monster Hawk and PS1 Spider-Man, stuff like that. I think it's important to do cardio daily. Now, it doesn't have to be running intensely. All you gotta do is like, in my ideal thing for you to do your cardio, I would do like 2 days of HIIT training, where it's like high intensity interval training. If you watch this video here, like I pretty much break down like how to do HIIT training, how to do interval training, and how to do moderate pace training. And then like 5 days a week, you could do like moderate pace training, which is just something where I can maintain a conversation. So we were like jogging together, we could like still maintain the talk jogging. It's not like I'm running and karate chopping the air. It's just like okay, yeah, I can maintain this conversation while jogging. So keep that in mind. This video right there will help you. Mobility health, I actually have a special one upcoming, which I'll update this very soon with, which I'm very excited to make. But for now, this just helps your body, help you stay flexible, help you stay mobile, help you get all through this stuff without having to negatively worry about like, oh crap, I'm gonna be able to mess up here. Because when you watch horror movies, the main thing that they lack is a lot of cardio and flexibility. All right, so if they were able to like move more effectively, they would be able to do a lot more stuff with their physicality. So that's why this is so important. And then diet-wise, is pretty much stuff we've talked about before. You know, just follow this video right here if you're trying to gain muscles while dropping body fat as well. It teaches you how to recomp and simple stuff right here. Like we've talked about this isn't as tough like the tunes like before, so I won't go as in depth with those. And then nutrition, this is just how to see how your nutrition is helping you, because nutrition is one of the most important things for making sure that you're actually going to make yourself a strong, healthy person for longevity that can accomplish these things. All right, so keep that in mind. You got this. Special shout out to my patrons, Mom and Dad, Hiroka Hidalgo, Samurai Girl, Kai's the Great, Illegally Sane, Sansus, Bak, Ian Gilliam, and Josh Howie. All of you are super, just saying. Okay, you got it? Here's a full program, all right? Don't worry about the monsters out there, okay? We will gladly play Godzilla and take out the worst ones. There are many things that go bump in the night, but we are the ones that bump back, all right? As a matter of fact, type bump back in the comment section below. It shows me you made it this far in the video and that you are going to start improving your functional fitness training with stimulation, visualization training like we did today. Also, check out my Patreon for extra stuff I just added. Check out my new thing coming out right now. If you want a full program on this type of training, check out my Hybrid Theory program. So be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. Remember, like I always say, keep calm. Booyah on. Love doing that every October. And don't forget, Momentai. Okay, motherfucker. Yes, it's mine.